a great professor, and he is a very well-renowned personality all over social media. Wherever there is a program that is regarding research and sustainable development goal, he appears. He is disseminating knowledge. Really, it has been years with a lot of experience. He is doing a commendable job to our society and to our nation. So having His Excellency Dr. Pratik Rajan at this moment on this special day, really it's a great. But before going into the program, let us request our special guest to explore, to speak something about himself. Let's by giving some more information about his activities and all. Sir, over to you.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Rajarao, for inviting me here. So let me introduce myself, Professor Dr. Pratik Rajan Mungekar. I'm a scientist, professor, counselor, global educator, published author, and an international speaker. I'm the first Indian to be appointed as the Planetary Minister of Sustainable Development of newly emerging the Kingdom of Atlantis, a decentralized sovereign kingdom. I'm the first youngest Indian whose book Introduction to Sustainable Development Goals, which is non-academic, is now part of Atlantean education program. First youngest Indian to receive 300 plus honorary doctorates from all over the world. First youngest Indian professor who taught to more than 8,000 plus students and career guided 4,000 plus students, and the count is still on. I'm the first Indian who has 800 plus international, national, and state awards for my contribution in the field of teaching and research. First youngest Indian to be appointed by more than 40 plus international organizations on various high positions at the same time. Youngest Indian to be appointed as ambassador by 40 organizations of many countries in almost all disciplines, and youngest Indian professor to start teaching at the age of 16, professional teaching, and the age of 28, I have completed my 12 years of teaching. First youngest Indian to receive royal and prestigious titles such as Lecturus Magnificus, HRS Duke, and first youngest Indian to receive Mendeleev's Fellowship, which is United Kingdom's highest academic honor. And also I have been conferred upon the Professor Wisdom title from Institution Cultural Columbiana, which is located in South America. So this is my small introduction. Thank you.
It's not small introduction, brother. But we'll conduct a personal interview of you to know about all these, because you have mentioned so many. We'll do a personal interview, brother. But anyway, today let us come to the topic, because we are talking about the journey, a 75 years saga of the great nation, our nation, India. So what, according to Dr. Pratik Rajan, what are the achievements that are set by India in these 75 years itself?
Yeah, ours is an extremely hard-earned independence. Our freedom struggle is an epitome of our endless suffering, unfathomable endurance, greed and determination, and the urge to excel in an atmosphere which is free from all bondages and where there is nothing to fear but complete freedom to aspire and achieve. So as we celebrate Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, making 75 years of independence, we need to pause and reflect upon the colossal amount of sacrifices our forefathers made in freeing Mother India from the clutches of Britishers. They made supreme sacrifices without expecting anything from the nation. Their struggle for our freedom was selfless. Now, coming back to milestones which we have set or which we have achieved. So the journey of India as a nation since 1947 to till date has been one of perseverance and performance. So the period 47 to 65 was really tumultuous for us, and close on the heels of achieving independence, we had to fight a war with Pakistan, and again in 1965. So the Chinese attack on our sovereignty in 1962 was bravely faced by our soldiers. So notwithstanding such reverses, we were focused on building resilience in our national ecosystem. A number of academic institutions, public sector, undertakings and other infrastructure were coming up across the country. Our tolling farmers of Punjab, Haryana and Western Uttar Pradesh had launched a great towards our food security through sowing the seeds of green revolution. Then the rest is history. The subsequent decade was no less turbulent, which culminated in the imposition of emergency. The people of India fought The Second War of Independence, the period of 1980 to 91 was a kind of mixed bag of pain and happiness. There was a disturbance in Punjab. People were in great agony. The decade ended on the great note of economic reforms spearheaded by then the Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao. Since then, India has not looked back. We witnessed multi-sectoral development during the 6-year-long Prime Ministership of late Bharat Ratna Atal Bihari Vajpayee. There was a monumental progress in rail, air, tele, and road connectivity. From creating a separate Ministry of Disinvestment, introducing fiscal responsibility and budget management, which is FRBM Act, then Golden Quadrilateral Project to electricity reforms. The foundation of New India was laid during this tenure. So through path-breaking Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, the highways and promoting communication infrastructure, the way we handled nuclear test in 1998 and subsequent economic sanctions added great value and worth to India's image in the world. Today, India's credibility is stronger than ever. There is a visible momentum, energy, and optimism. So Make in India is opening investment doors. Multiple enterprises are adopting it as their mantra of growth. So the world's largest democracy is well on its way to becoming the world's most powerful economy. In short span of a time, the obsolete and obstructive frameworks of the past have been dismantled and replaced with a transparent and user-friendly system that is helping drive investment, foster innovation, develop skills, protect IP, and build best-in-class manufacturing infrastructure. So the most striking indicator of progress is the unprecedented opening up of key sectors, including railways, defense, insurance, and medical devices, to dramatically higher levels of foreign direct investment, which is FDI. So India remained a preferred investment destination in 2021, with FDI pouring in amidst global asset shifts towards equities and prospects of quicker recovery in emerging economies. So net FDI inflows recorded on all-time monthly high of US dollar 9.8 billion in November 2020. So as investor risk appetite returned with a renewed search for field, and US dollar weakened amid global monetary easing and fiscal stimulus packages. So India was the only country among emerging markets to receive equity FII inflows in 2020. So these are the achievements. According to the Economic Survey 2021 report, India's real gross domestic product, which is GDP, will record a growth of 11% in 2021-2022 and nominal GDP by 15.4%. So the highest since independence. So the survey says that India's mature policy response to COVID-19 once in a century crisis provides important lessons for democracies to avoid myopic policy making and demonstrate the significant benefits of focusing on long-term gains. So India adopted a unique 4-pillar strategy of contentment, fiscal, financial, and long-term as you can say, structural reforms. So calibrated fiscal and monetary support was provided given the evolving economic situation, cushioning the vulnerable in the lockdown of boosting consumption and investment, while unlocking mindful of fiscal repercussions and entailing debt sustainability. So this is my answer to your question. And, this is a very big, vast question. And, if we have a time constant, so I'll stop here. Thank you. I hope
But you have started in 1947 and you are there at 2022. Really, that's so amazing, brother. You in the bit in between, you have included in Vajpayee and PV Narasimha Rao also. That's so great, brother, because you have brought almost all the glimpses since in the 75-year journey. You have thrown light on almost all the glimpses. That's really so amazing in the short time. I think it's 5 minutes time. But it's like a rain. It's like a storm. Great. We are very happy with that. But at the same time, we have to talk about the people who are unable at this moment. There are millions of people who are starving. There are millions of people who are under the oppression of poverty. And we have to think about such people, those who are living with us. So poverty is a curse. Hunger also the same. And the people who are far from the essential commodities, they have to think of it. Is the other side of the coin. It is the other side of the coin. Of course, we have so many achievements to talk about on this special day. At the same time, we are in a time. We are at a time to reconsider or to think or to throw light on the issues. There are certain areas which are lagging us behind. So we have to throw some light. We have to strengthen, because you said it's a SWOT analysis, right? We have to know what are our strengths, weakness, threats, opportunities, right? What are the areas that we Indians are lagging behind in this journey? What, according to Dr. Pratik Rajan Mungekar, what are the areas? Please throw some light with some possible answers and solutions.
Yeah, there are many areas Indians lagging behind. So one is politicians' ill will and ill intentions. They cater only to selfish and family needs, neglecting the masses. So they remember the masses only when there are election at various levels of the Indian government. So this is the one area. Are over explosion of its population. So India lack basic education for every child up to class 10. This creates lack of exposure, awareness, and knowledge. This leads to no birth control. Hence, the country still leads among nations with the highest amount of population. So this is the second area. Third area I would like to throw some light on: Indian mentality, where they may go in the globe. So Indians will remain Indians wherever they go. Indian societies in America, Africa, Saudi Arabia, everywhere will be filthy and dirty wherever they exist in the globe. They do not care much for cleanliness and manners. They do not treat others, I'm sorry to say, but this is the reality. They do not treat others as equal and often believe in winning the opponent by ill means. Okay, then next area is the lack of compulsory basic education, and rather I can say quality and inclusive education. So children who live in slums in India do not study after class 2nd or 3rd as their parents do not have money. So as you said earlier, the poverty is a big curse to nation. So the children start working as rat pickers, beggars, or maids in street and houses. So this is the main area. And lastly, poverty. Yes, this is the major cause and result of the points which I mentioned earlier. So overpopulation and lack of education causes poverty, and poverty causes crime and ill acts, which gets reflected in Indian mentality wherever they survive. So these are the main basic areas, and my solution is we need to follow our sustainable development goals strictly. Our Prime Minister Modi is implementing, but we need to follow also with a greater dedication and strictness. Strictness should be there. Okay, so that's the solution. That's the only solution we have now, that we need to follow the United Nations 17 Sustainable Goals. Thank you.
Wow, that's so great, brother. But I can say that you are very bold and brave because you started your answer with a great bomb. You said the answer politicians, but it is 100% right. Here, the problem is no one is dared to mention that word politicians and politics, but it is true. If really our politicians want to do something towards people, then they can easily do it, because we have that infrastructure, we have that resources, we have everything.
In fact, we have everything.
But the thing is,
we have money, we have sources, resources.
Yes. But the thing is, we are disinterested. We means our politicians. But you are the first person in this series who said bravely the first thing, the politicians. Yes, brother, it's politicians and politics. Because they want poor people. They want poor people. So that's the thing. That is what happening. And you said one more thing also. Population, I agree with you. Then you said the manners and mentality. Wow. It takes guts to say that. But that's a fact.
That's the reality, no?
But we sugarcoat the things. The thing is, we sugarcoat the facts. Of course, we got the answers, but not in this way. We have driven the point home by saying the right words, but that's a fact. And education, of course, really, brother, but you put two brave words. One is mentality, one is politicians. That's so great. I appreciate you for your then college, because if we keep on speaking or if we keep on going boasting, that won't give us the result. But we have to speak at the time.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. So we got the positive side and we got the negative side and we got the measures to overcome. Then thank you so much, Ryan. My question is, still we are saying about our India as a developing nation. Every India's dream is to proudly say that we are a developed nation. According to Dr. Pratik Rajan, when will be the day? Is there a day in near future that we say proudly that India is a developed country? India developed in all aspects. What, according to your opinion, when we can reach that milestone? India is developed in all aspects.
Yeah, there are certain things which we need to implement. For example, I would like to suggest some advancement in every aspect. So one is by controlling rapidly increasing population, as I earlier said also. Then by eradicating poverty, by increasing literacy rate, by taking unemployment, then by eliminating pollution, by checking the crime rate, by adopting zero tolerance against corruption. Then there are so many ways, by bringing back the black money stashed abroad, by becoming self-sufficient in food grain production, by proper storage of food grains, maintaining good relations with foreign countries, which we are doing now. Our Modi ji is doing a great job in this, maintaining good relations with foreign countries, the strengthening democracy. Then there are so many factors, by countering terrorism, by political accountability, judicial accountability, then by performing fundamental duties. Like, there are 12 fundamental duties are provided under the Article 51A of this Constitution of India for Indian citizens. So if these duties are performed by the citizens, it can help a lot in the development of the country, so as to make it a superpower. Then by adopting proper income tax policy, equitable distribution of natural and other resources of the country, developing underdeveloped states, becoming self-sufficient in the field of defense, overcoming storage of electricity, organizing big supporting events. These are the many ways, improving the standard of living of people, rapid industrialization, by doing space exploration, by resolving the greatest issue, Kashmir issue, then by repayment of international debt, by strengthening its nuclear capabilities of India, international trade, then controlling fundamentals, checking human rights violations, abolishing reservation, putting a check on election expenses, then controlling inflation, proper utilization of natural resources. So then by encouraging renewable sources of energy, having high-tech army, navy, and air force, increasing the forest area, having a strong democratic government, by providing some freedom of its artists and scholars. This is very important. This is nowadays very much lacking. By promoting harmony and universal brotherhood, which we are doing nowadays after lockdown, by eradicating unnecessary customs, traditions, and superstitions, by eradicating gender bias, and many more, by revamping the judicial system also, protecting the fundamental rights of citizens, and privatization of various public sectors. So these are the improving transport and communication throughout the country. Then proper implementation of government plans and schemes. This is very important. Implementation has to be done properly, and by revamping the entire education system. So these are the most important in education system, by encouraging poor but bright students. So Indian government must provide proper facilities to the poor but bright and brilliant students in the form of scholarships, financial assistance, as these students can contribute a lot in the future of develop the country and make it what I can say, superpower. So these are the basic advancements which we
Fantastic,
need to
fantastic,
implement.
fantastic, brother. Fantastic. Thank you so much for that answer. And last question: what is the contribution of Dr. Pratik to our society, and what is the message to youth by Dr. Pratik as a scientist?
Yeah, as a citizen towards nation's growth, each citizen has to be full various duties like paying his taxes, exercise his right of vote, discourage corruption by discouraging bribing, educate people, and follow the rules and regulation as a responsible citizen of this country. This is very important. As a this is the role of every citizen, and therefore a solid and powerful nation can be built from the dedication and hard work of its citizens and some smart measures and implementations of the government also. So my message to you is you will shine and you will achieve whatever you want if you keep working hard and dreaming more. Don't let anybody destroy your peace of mind. You are on the right path to pursue your dreams. You have to be ready to do whatever you are interested in. You are the heirs of your family, society, community, and your country. Try to be proactive, self-starter, quick learner, and self-motivator, and don't have the fear of taking risk. If you want to touch the sky, you have to accept that you may fall down so many times. So regardless of how much people and your community interfere, be like stone in front of them and convince them with your ego and words. Furthermore, be an inspiration to their to their children, and add your name on the top of the real heroes of freedom of thoughts and humanity. So keep motivating yourself. Try thousands of ways and come up with best version of yourself. Don't be disappointed when none of them work. You are not the only one who suffers. There are thousands more who suffer even more than you, but they didn't quit. They started struggling even harder. So, dear my next generation, my fellows, my youth, my students, my colleagues, the entire education fraternity, keep educating yourself and focus on your studies and find learning opportunities. Don't follow people's negative thoughts and beliefs, nor the culture. Instead, inspire others to follow you and be a role model to society, fellow classmates, colleagues. So try to spread humanity and unity amongst others. So don't lose hope. Be a smart and as a patient that nothing stops you from what you wish to achieve. You are unique in the way you are. So you are lucky more than you think. Just believe in yourself. Everything will come to you in the right time. So keep struggling and shining. That's my message to my entire youth and my nation. Thank you.
Dear Dr. Pratik, brother, you are an inspiration, first thing. And second is your message is an inspiration. Thank you so much for joining us on this special day. You made it really special because we heard a lot from you. And certainly there will be a day when we invite you once again because we want to know a lot from you regarding sustainable development goals and your journey as a scientist, and there are so many things to discuss. But anyway, you made this Independence Day, 75th Independence Day.